Hi, sheitels. This episode of Call Her Tatty is not for the Kinderlach. It is for adult and mature audiences only. We dive into sensitive topics that are only appropriate for adults. There is a shtickle nivel peh, but we do bleep out most of it. Enjoy!
Who the f are you to judge me? They have not found a heter for how to get a woman a get.
Even though this podcast is still new, I know there are people from very different backgrounds listening, and I think that your perspective can really tap into all those backgrounds.
People look to other people for their happiness, and they don't look at themselves and say, I am causing my own unhappiness.
Hi, sheitels. Today I have an amazing guest. She is one of my best friends from LA. She is a rock star attorney, and she literally makes me piss my pants because she is so funny. Everybody, this is Gity Kogan. Gity, welcome.
I just want to clarify. Am I one of your best friends, or am I one of your best friends from LA? I would like.
I don't have friends here, so you're my best friend.
There we go. Okay, let's start with that. I just want to say I am so nervous to be here.
Why?
It's not my first podcast. Like, we actually had to have a cocktail before we started this.
We did?
I'm just nervous because, like, look at me, like, denim, white t-shirt. I came in my, like, Jordans. You're all decked out.
I'm ready. I'm ready for a Pesach program.
You're literally
I'm ready to go.
head to toe. I'm not even wearing my ring. Like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Unprepared, nervous.
No, you look fabulous.
Who knows
But
where
you're
this
also
is gonna
Miami,
go.
so like this is like totally chill.
Like, who knows where this is going to go today?
We really don't know where it's gonna go. Okay, so Gity, I'm very happy you're here in Miami because I literally never see you. So it's a really it's a real treat for me to have
when
you.
I come to Miami.
It's a real treat for you to be in Miami with me, especially
love
like when we
being
could just like chill, go to the beach, and like. By the way, this was like not a podcast where we arranged you're going to fly here specifically for a podcast. It was kind of like, oh, you're here, let's just do a podcast because like we know each other for forever and we just talk like nonstop about like stupid things, so like whatever. But also I think like you just have like a lot of knowledge that I feel the world needs to hear, and your perspective on a lot of things. And you know, I just know that like I have a very vibrant audience, and they're from literally all different walks of life. And even though this podcast is still new, like I know there are people from very different backgrounds listening, and I think that your perspective can really tap into all those backgrounds.
So I think that I have my foot in so many different worlds.
Right.
Because my parents are Ukrainian immigrants. I was born in Ukraine, first generation, whatever that means. My mom doesn't speak English. I really just transverse the world of having gone to Beis Yaakov, but I also am an attorney between stepkids and life and whatever. It's like I hit so many different boxes on any given day.
Right.
That like I either can connect with people because I come from so many different worlds, or I can't connect with them because they feel like, well, you didn't grow up in my world, so you don't understand.
Right.
But I'm not really looking to like connect with everybody. Like, that's okay. Like,
Right.
everybody can stay in their own universe and no one has to come into mine, and that's fine.
But I feel like you can have a deep understanding of people's backgrounds, even if you haven't lived it, because you either worked on a case that you had to like really put yourself and inject yourself in somebody else's shoes, or you had to just understand like people's perspectives. So,
You know, the hardest part of my job is that I put myself into my clients' shoes.
Okay.
Because I think that to be a good family law attorney and to understand that this is the most complicated something in anybody's life, and you understand this. And I mean, I guess we could say this, like I was your attorney for your first divorce, and it was quite simple, but even in that, I had to put myself into your shoes and to understand that even something that's super basic and super not complicated, it is the end of somebody's hope and dream in this one moment, you know? And so I have to put myself in people's shoes. And I think that the fact that other attorneys don't makes them callous, makes them sloppy, and it makes them not understand how important this is for their client.
right.
And until I became a partner, as much as I understood it, until I lived it, I couldn't understand it
Right.
fully, and now I don't know that I could ever go backwards, you know? Like, I will always see that perspective, not from my perspective, but from the perspective of watching a parent suffer when, you know, something in custody doesn't go their way. Because I watch my clients suffer. And it's only the good parents and the good people that suffer.
How often do you ever come across a divorce case where it seems like it's going to be smooth sailing and like they just don't even want to fight about anything, like they just want 50-50 custody, split the assets down the middle? How often does like a clean divorce happen?
So I tend to get, so my referrals really come from opposing counsel and they come from my own clients. I don't
Okay.
advertise and I don't seek out
Right.
cases. And so I'm not known for those cases. The people who hire me have complex financial matters, or most of the time they have very complex custody issues. So unfortunately, I don't see enough of the, I just want this and we're done. I love those cases.
Yeah.
They're fast, and I feel like because I can work efficiently, like I can help people like in and out, be done. And when my friends come to me, I do it very quickly. And sometimes I have had both of my friends sitting in my, like literally at my kitchen counter, and I have done their divorce for them.
Right.
We have mediated the divorce. We submitted the paperwork literally just 2 weeks ago. I had two friends that I've known forever. They've both moved on.
Okay.
I had them sitting in my kitchen. We finalized their judgment. I submitted it to the court, and then we walked out of my house and went to dinner to celebrate the divorce that I just submitted for them. And so I love that. I love that I was able to do that for them.
Yeah.
But I don't get enough of that.
Do you see, like, is there like an even split? Do you see most of these, especially when there are children involved, do you see that it mostly gets ugly? Or do you see that it's like, whatever, like each case is just, you know, its own thing? And
Each case is its own thing, and I think that what initially is sometimes not ugly, sometimes when you add in like a new partner or something happens, or, you know, somebody has like gone to the wrong type of therapy or
Right.
gone to a wrong therapist.
does that happen often? Or they got really bad advice?
I think so. I think that people pick therapists generally that they align with, right? Like you want the person who's going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right, they want to hear it. They don't want somebody to give them like the truth.
Right. You don't want someone who's going to tell you, like, take breath. That's probably not a good way to look at things, like, because that's not helpful
Right.
to you when you're going to therapy. I think that people
Right.
generally pick therapists that they align with. I mean, I see that a lot in my clients. Like, they definitely pick therapists they align with.
Right.
And so when you're in that position, you know, and sometimes like you could have had a really amicable divorce and then you come back and you're just no longer amicable.
Do you feel like you're almost like fighting for yourself when you're with your client?
No. So I used to have a mantra that was not my monkeys, not my circus. And that's how I get through the day. That's how I'm able to do what I do during the day and then come home to my family and turn that off. Because it's not fair to my family for me to come home and to be living that.
Right.
So when I'm in court, I'm in a different element. Like you and I right now, like we just had a cocktail and I could talk about this. If I had court tomorrow, I would not be drinking today. I'm in a very different, when I walk into a courthouse, I am the shark that my clients pay me to be.
They want their money's worth.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, like, don't take it offensively, but like there's always like the animals that they compare me to, whether it's a shark or a snake, which I always think is a
snake's
little,
not, like,
yeah,
a
no,
good one.
that's offensive. Their personal pit bull, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't bark. You don't have me on a leash.
You could bark if you wanted
I mean,
to.
I'm trying to keep you on a leash. You're not trying to keep me on a leash, but that's my element.
Yeah. And then obviously when you're dealing with a couple that doesn't have children or assets, would you say that those just tend to just be easier, just the nature of the divorce? No?
No.
Really?
People
What do people fight about already? Thank God my divorce was so easy peasy lemon squeezy. Honestly, there was just no fighting.
I've had people fighting over china that was used over 30 years of marriage. Like, it was so immaterial. People who want to fight, fight.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay.
What's like the stupidest thing people fought over?
That,
Really? Just China?
that, to me, that China fight, considering how long the marriage was, like, I remember telling my client, I'm like, this is offensive. I'm not even going to talk about it. And he was like, no, but it's just, and I'm like,
Was it like a family heirloom?
No.
Oh, it was just
But
like
his
China
mother
from
bought
Macy's?
it like 27 years ago.
Was it like China from Macy's?
It was like Wedgwood. And you know what I mean?
At least make it Hermes. Like,
But even if
what
it was
the hell?
Hermes, like that's like,
Oh, but no, I would.
I don't do that.
I would fight for my Hermes dishes.
You would have fought for your Hermes dishes.
I would. Well, I would.
You would have.
I would. It
You would have
happens to
fired
be-
me had I not wanted to fight for your Hermes
But that wasn't
dishes.
even like a fight. That wasn't even like a fight. That was just like,
They're mine.
they're mine.
So for me, it's very like,
But
if
you know
you
what?
want to fight about that,
but
I won't
I
rep
found
you.
the value in that for myself. Obviously, like,
But I don't
that
find
wasn't
value in
important
that. Like,
to
but
someone
I
else.
don't find value in that as the lawyer, and like, I don't want to do that. Okay. I don't want to represent people who want to do that.
Okay. Well, you already represented me.
Yeah, too late.
Okay.
Zoli, she gets the Hermes dishes. I just want you to know.
Well, I got them anyways. So,
Maybe I'll get a platter out of it.
you know, my big platter shattered. I'm pissed.
You know, by the way, like you had that custom made like love seat, that
Yeah.
gray one.
You have it.
I still have
Do you
it.
still sit on it?
I do. And anytime anybody compliments, like anybody
You're like, you
compliments
inherited
on
it from a
I,
divorce.
I literally say it. I'm like, I got it in my best friend's divorce.
It's comfy. It's
Yes.
good quality.
And then I
It's
had your
expensive.
KitchenAid food processor for forever.
So you know what's funny? I gave you a KitchenAid, and then I gave Shira a KitchenAid.
I also got some
Shira's
very
my sister-in-law.
I also got some very expensive blender from your divorce. I was very happy about it.
I gave a lot of my stuff away, and then I kept a lot.
Those were the only three things I wanted. I wanted that couch.
Also, like when I moved to New York, I wasn't gonna schlep it with me.
I really wanted that food processor for potato kugel.
I gave someone my Bosch. Someone got me a Bosch, and I
You gave it to
someone.
Esther.
Did I?
Yes.
I never made challah on my own.
Trust me, I know.
I still never made challah on my own. I'm too like, I don't know.
I
There's
make
like
no
some
knead
PTSD
bread.
in the challah world for me.
Oh, I make no knead bread, whatever.
I don't know.
I
I like
can't bake.
buying it.
I can't bake.
What's the funniest thing that ever happened in a courtroom?
So I was representing this guy. God, we had been in trial for months and months and months. And he was young, he was funny, he was ridiculous. We totally should have won. We didn't. The judge hated him from the start. And as the judge is reading the order, my client stands up and he's like, who the f are you to judge me? And I remember I just went like this, like face palm, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, why? Why
Wow.
does this happen to me? And like ever since then, I swear he like started like some cosmic thing where like weird tidbits like this come out of my clients, and I just sit there like, all right, okay. You do you. I told you not to talk, and here you are talking. Like, I
That is
can't muzzle
actually-
you.
Who are you to judge me? Yeah, I feel like there are other people that I know who like actually would say that.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So we know that you deal with divorces and you deal with people in different communities, different religions and backgrounds. And I know you have dealt with Beis Dins in the past. What are your opinions on Beis Din during divorces?
Okay, so I think my skirt's too short for me to actually have
Snaps
credibility
with
answering this question, but I do want to answer it. So I want to preface my answer by saying that I have the utmost respect for rabbinic authority. I
Okay.
do. I think that there is extreme power in having somebody who can guide you along the guidelines of Torah. And look, to me, religion, whether or not it's an opiate for the masses, at least Judaism to me is a guidebook on how you should conduct yourself and how you should live your life.
I agree.
And it's not necessarily about halacha and hashkafa, but it's the concept of however you do Shabbos, whether it's your Shomer, your Shomer Shabbos, Big Lebowski, right? For 10,000 years of organized religion right there. But like whether you're Shomer Shabbos, kehalacha, start to finish, or you just do a Friday night dinner because your spouse isn't Jewish, whatever it is that you are doing in your life, the concept is it's family, it's unity, it's consistency, it's honesty and integrity. That is what Judaism is and should stand for.
Right.
And so to me, Rabbanim are the people who are supposed to, not so much even that they embody it, but they are supposed to teach us how to make the decisions that follow that path to honesty and integrity. And so when I say that, it actually is extremely painful and uncomfortable for me that Beis Din have really neglected the issue of a get. And I say that because I know so many people in Los Angeles, and I know Rabbanim by name and by face, who I can tell you give heterim to people in the community that because they, let's say, have like whatever they consider to be psychological problems or emotional issues, they give them a heter in terms of like things that we consider to be chil Shabbos. Like they could use their phone, they could watch TV, whether it's with a shinoi, or they could talk to Siri and whatever, or, you know, they have their housekeeper turn on for them. Rabbanim give heterim for things that are like, for literally Shmiras Shabbos, something that is part of Aseres Hadibros that's straight from the Torah. And yet, these same Beis Din, these same Rabbanim, these same people who sit on like the highest court of religious authority in, you know, in our cities, they have not found a heter for how to get a woman a get. That to me is, it's unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and it makes no sense. And I spoke to a get refuser once who said to me that the way he justified withholding the get is that, well, my wife can be friends with men, she can talk to men, she can go out with men. The only thing she can't do is have a sexual relationship with a man. And I'm just sitting there like, but that is the premise of what you hold her chained to. You hold her chained to your relationship. Right. And I sometimes wonder if Beis Din really view it that way, that like, we're not keeping her from living her life, we're just keeping her from moving forward in that one aspect of her life. So what's the big deal? And I think it's a huge deal. And I think that like, it's not about a movement, and I'm not going to talk about what I think or don't think of like certain get movements and people who are involved in those movements. I'm just saying that Beis Din and Rabbanim have an achrayus to our community to find that loophole.
Because we are like full of loopholes. Yeah. And we know it.
We have loopholes for everything.
Right.
We're going to have loopholes for Shmira Shabbos when it comes to Waymo. We have kosher elevators. If you can get into an elevator on Shabbos, you can find a way to give a woman her get when her husband refuses. And what, you know, and if men have the hetzer mea rabbanim, what women should have the same.
Right.
I don't understand where that loophole is missing, and I would love for some Rav to be able to explain it to me.
Maybe I should have a Rav on my podcast, and we can ask him that question.
I would love that, because that is something that actually is it's very hurtful to me as somebody who grew up in this system and who really has a respect and a love and appreciation for it, that like we have so tainted, I think, Orthodox Judaism with our inability to find a way to give women a get.
But you've also seen like the inside of like obviously stories and people, and you know, people in communities love to talk about, oh, they know what's going on, and you could very well be on the case of something and you're like, it's not all that it's cracked out to be.
Look, I having not only being a family law lawyer but also being a litigant, I very much, or having been a litigant, I should say, and having been the partner of a litigant, I very much understand the concept of there is her version, his version, and the reality. Right. And it doesn't mean that either person is lying. It's just like you and I could listen to the same thing and have two different takeaways because our brains just processed it differently. Yeah, sometimes somebody is straight out lying.
Right.
You know, like I wasn't drinking and then they got arrested for a DUI. No, you were definitely drinking.
Right, because you don't just get drunk.
Right. But then, you know, but it's not always that direct.
Right. I think the whole get refusal thing probably just has to do with the fact on revenge, but do you believe in any sort of revenge during a divorce? If somebody wanted to get, not necessarily with a get, but anything else?
You know, people are capable of such cruelty to one another, but I can't imagine that if you really had loved someone that hard,
right,
that you could have it in you to wreck their lives with a vengeance.
Right.
No matter how hurt you are, no matter how devastated you are, if you truly and honestly and wholeheartedly loved someone, you should not be able to take that kind of revenge
Well,
to ruin their lives, no matter what they've done to you.
but love and hate, they're opposites, but they're also the same.
So to me, love and hate are the same. They're opposite spectrums of the same intensity. It's indifference that's the opposite of love, I think. I think that, when you love somebody and then they do something to you that's cruel, that's unforgivable, like betrayal after betrayal, you can feel hatred toward them. But that hatred only comes because you also love them.
Right.
But to me, where that line is drawn is the indifference. It's when I don't give up anymore. Like, you can literally go crawl in a hole and die. I don't care.
Right.
You can go jump off that bridge. I don't care. That's the opposite of love.
Do you think that the indifference comes after the hate, or like, do you think that there's like a timeline for that?
If you're lucky, you get to indifference. I think
Do you find that that's a blessing if you become indifferent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that if you loved someone and you lost them, whether you walked away or they walked away or they created a scenario where you had to walk away, I think that the biggest blessing is that you hope that one day you are indifferent to them.
Because you want to move on and you want to just like...
I don't know if it's that you want to move on or you just don't want to feel that hurt.
Right.
And again, I don't know about other people. I know about me, and I feel things very intensely. But I'm indifferent very quickly.
With your clients, can you see if they genuinely love their spouse during a divorce because they feel that rage? And can you tell if they actually never loved their spouse because they're just so indifferent? Can you sense that?
When I see the indifference, they know that I see it or I sense it, and they defend it before I ever like make a comment about it, because I generally don't comment about it. I don't really.
Right.
That's not my
place. That's not your place.
Right. But they'll like say something like, I'm sure you're hearing the way I'm saying it, but like, you don't understand. It's been years and it's been whatever.
Right.
And so I think that at some point it grows into indifference. I think it's also easier to be indifferent when you're the person who leaves.
Right.
Meaning, like, when you didn't have a particular reason, like, if you walk in on something and you see something you shouldn't see, or you found out something you shouldn't found out and you leave, you're not going to find that indifference place in life in your soul quickly.
Right.
But if you're the spouse who left because you were just unhappy, you'll probably get to indifference pretty quickly.
So the couples who actually loved very hard, and then something obviously just makes them end all of it, is there anything you can pinpoint to, which is like, could it be money? Could it be expectations? Is there anything specific that is usually a common theme why people end relationships that were once really hearty?
So I think that that's the question that people love to ask me. And from what I see, whether it's my divorced friends, my divorced clients, I think people have unrealistic expectations of other people, and they also are not self-aware. People look to other people for their happiness, and they don't look at themselves and say, I'm unhappy because I'm unhappy.
Right.
I am causing my own unhappiness. People don't recognize their part in their own emotions. People do shitty things, there's no question. But someone else is not responsible for how you feel.
Right.
Your reaction is entirely your own.
Yeah.
Your reaction may be appropriate for somebody's behavior, but that's your reaction.
Right.
You can walk in on something that is relationship ending that you did not expect, and you can leave gracefully. You can collect your belongings and leave gracefully and quietly, or you can be a sociopath and you can grab somebody's like golf clubs and beat someone. I'm saying
You
like
could.
right. I'm saying like, you know, you
Don't
are
know how that's gonna go. How
right, but like
it's gonna go over in court. But
you're
yeah, we could
responsible
try.
for your reaction to it. You
Right.
can leave gracefully or you can leave in handcuffs.
Right. You know what's funny?
Tell me.
We usually just laugh our asses off, and now we got like really deep and like serious.
I
like I like
know.
it, but like also like I was expecting this to be like so much more like.
We could be so unhinged together, but you're asking me like very emotional questions, and I'm
I know.
just having a very
We
emotional
got very
reaction.
emotional. I think it was the wine.
Could have been the wine. I'm not a wine drinker, and here I am.
Okay, so last night I went on my Instagram and I asked people to give me questions so I can hand them over to you.
I love free legal advice. It's my
We're gonna do free
favorite.
legal advice, so tune in.
No,
and
it's
then,
not legal advice. I want to be clear. I am not handing out
And
legal advice.
well, you know what? You can reach out to Gity if you're looking for an attorney, but you're gonna pay. She doesn't do pro bono work ever. Don't expect.
I
it.
used to do
It's-
pro
it's
bono
not-
work.
It's not like a thing. Like she's not a tzedakah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You're not a tzedakah. No business
No.
is a tzedakah unless
No.
they are a tzedakah.
My favorite is when they want me to do the case for free, but like the person who they're asking to fund the litigation,
Yeah.
they don't want to ask them to cut a bigger check because I mean that's money.
Right.
So that's money, but my time is not somehow money. It's okay.
So we're
Clearly.
gonna address some questions that I have received in my Instagram questionnaire.
Let's do it.
What's the most unusual clause in a prenup or divorce settlement?
So people do have these weird like sex clauses, like and it's always like when it's an older guy and like some like
And he can barely see anything anyway.
no man, he's like in his 50s, in his 60s, and the girl's like in
he's
her
like 80.
20s or early 30s, like some hookery type relationship. Like clearly she's not marrying him for his personality.
She's marrying him for his looks. What are you talking about?
Clearly not that either, but and like they want provisions about how many times a week or a month just to put out. And I just sit there and I'm like, guys, it's not enforceable in the state of California. No, there's all these like problems with it. I'm not going to put it in there, but people ask.
Have you ever seen like a weight clause? Like if someone gets like too fat?
I have yet to see one, but it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Do celebrities fight more over money or custody?
They use custody as leverage. So they fight for the custody, for the leverage that it gives them and the clout.
Because obviously they want to be the better parent, especially when they're like
Yeah, when it's
they're
really
like all over the media. Like nobody wants to be named as like the terrible parent. Like
Right,
on
when it's
People
really like,
Magazine
guys,
and TMZ.
it's the nanny. Could we just give custody to the nanny and everybody like goes away? Thanks. Like, let's just do that.
So you work with a lot of high profile people, celebrities. What's like the
I don't want to say a lot. Like, I want to be clear. Like, I'm not
handful.
going to pretend that.
A handful.
Yeah. I have like one or
Handful.
two, like whatever. And then I have athletes.
Okay, but they're celebrities in their
Athletes,
own
like-
in their own right.
Or athletes' baby mamas.
What's like the number one reason why you think those high profile athletes, celebrities get divorced? Is it infidelity?
That's like so hard. I feel like a lot of times there's a new partner in the picture that pushes an agenda.
Okay.
I think that they fight about custody. I think there's always a little bit of like a financial element with the custody because of the support and all of that. But really, like it's such a cliche, but like stars, they're just like us.
They are just like us.
Have
They
the
eat, they
same
sleep, they
shit.
poop, they like do
But they
everything.
literally, like they have the same bullshit. It's just on a more public platform.
Right.
But then again, people with like, you give somebody 500 followers on Instagram and they have a public profile.
Right. And then all of a
platform.
sudden they're getting
Everyone's
like,
a content creator. Like
Everyone's a
okay,
content
Get a
creator.
job. Okay. And then we could talk about like how hard you work. Oh my God.
No, okay. How many baby mamas are the most baby mamas you've ever had to deal with in a court situation? Like 6 baby mamas?
7.
7?
7.
7? How many children?
I think 9. I'm going to leave it at that because I might give the
Okay.
rest of it away. Yeah.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
And do they get like equal per child?
No, because they're in different states.
Oh,
Some
different Maid laws and different area codes.
He's a little. It's like yeah. It's just like Ludacris says it. I have a question for you. Can I ask you a
Oh
question?
my God, ask me. Ask me not anything, but most things.
Do you know that I don't know your favorite song? I have been friends with you for almost 2 decades.
I think
And
it
I don't even
depends
know.
on like the day.
Like what song like tugs
Let me
at
see.
your
I'm gonna go on my
heartstrings?
Spotify right now, and I'll tell you.
Other than Leif Tahor, like what
Oh,
song tugs at your heartstrings?
That's
Now, just so everybody knows, you and I have
Okay.
been making music videos to Rick Ross's Rich Bitch. Keep doing that since literally 2014.
It's a great song. It was very well produced. I'll tell you what it is. It's a Travis Scott song because I clearly look like a huge Travis Scott fan right now.
Okay.
It's actually, I listened to it maybe 100 times in the car. It's called Guidance. Can I hear it? Yeah. I must have played it like 50 times already.
Why is that your favorite?
Anyways, why? Because
Tell me why that's your favorite.
I think there's just something about the tune. There's something about like the vibe. But then I'm gonna get over it in a week, and then I'm gonna find some other stupid song that I'm gonna like.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a huge music person, but I'm also like into really weird genres. Like I love rap.
Yeah.
We
love rap.
I love pop. By the way, like yesterday when I worked out in the morning, she started playing Britney Spears, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I was just like singing along as I'm like schwitzing and working out.
Always.
But yeah, I definitely love rap, hip hop.
Leif Tahor.
Like,
No.
I like Leif Tahar, like
Yeah.
music, like for like the Jewish genre. But I like go on my Spotify and like, would that be like my first pick? Like, are they in my library? No, I feel like music is a very emotional, personal thing, and whatever. Like I say that, and like I listen to Travis Scott and Rick Ross, and that's my emotional, personal connection right there, which sounds really messed up. But I think like also like when I work, I like listening to really hard rap because it's like gets me like in the vibe, and then like I look like this. And
When I drive to court, I love to listen to Eminem. It's like
but that makes sense.
because that's what I
that
used
makes
to
sense.
listen to when I was studying for the bar. Like that's my hype music.
Right.
Is
That's
Eminem.
So I'll tell you the truth. I'm just gonna pull this up.
Like won't back down. Eminem is like my
Right.
like
So-
hype music for court.
Okay. So if I'm in like a chill mood or like I feel good, I love Fred again. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay. Great DJ.
Okay.
He's like very like low profile, but like if you know his like you've heard his music before, but he's like not like
Probably.
he's like not performing at like music festivals. Love him.
Like I love Teddy Swims and Chris Stapleton, but like
Okay.
when I'm in my feels, it's always 2 songs. Ever since high school, it's always going to be Mariah Carey, My All.
Okay.
Like that song, you know, I just think about it, how much I loved it at 16. It like represented my teenage angst.
Yeah.
But like as an adult in a relationship, like to me, it's like, it like touches my soul. Mm-hmm. That and then Sober by Pink.
They don't make music like that anymore.
No, and like, and I know we sound old, and oh my god, what a cliche, but like, really, Pink's Sober. Like when I'm up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and if no one's home, that's when I'm blasting through the house because it's intense and it's powerful and it's real.
Yeah.
You know, and like music isn't real anymore.
Yeah.
It's just.
You know who told me? They're like, you should sing on your podcast. You have a great voice.
Remember when you used to copy Britney Spears?
Yeah.
But
Well, I
you
used to-
can't. But it's like Kolisha.
We can put a disclaimer. Don't tune in if you're a man and you're not my father, my husband, or my brothers. Yeah. No, Ellie Schwabel literally told me, like, on your podcast, you must sing something. I'm like, Ellie, I can't.
I wish Ellie Schwabel was here right now. We could have.
I really want him on my podcast. He's so funny, and
I want to be in the studio when Ellie's on your podcast.
Mir Tashem.
That's just a shame.
I love music. It's so funny. I really do think that I like music. It's like hormones.
Tell me.
It changes all the time. Like sometimes you want something you're not always in the mood for like a good piece of cake. Sometimes you're in the mood
I
to
am.
eat.
Always in the mood.
I mean, me
Always
too.
in the mood for a piece of cake.
But like music like changes, and I think it has to do with like your emotions, and it has to do with like where you are and what are you doing at that time. Like, is everything in your life going good? Because like if everything in my life is going good and I'm like chill and I'm not worrying about anything, I put on like good like house music and like vibe. And then when I'm angry, when I'm mad, I put on like Breaking Benjamin.
So I have a question. All right. No, so I have a question for you. So
Diary of Jane. Like,
I love that. I love that. But I have a question.
Literally, I put it on in the car. Zoldy's like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, this is
Zoltan
this
doesn't
is the music I listen to when I'm like angry at the world, and I'm just like, "Ugh." And then like I feel better after I listen to it.
But do you turn on the song because of how you're feeling, or does the song?
I want to feel more sad.
Okay, so the song. Okay,
So like if I'm sad and I'm
so
listening
the
to a
song
sad song,
governs
I
your
want to
mood.
feed into it.
Yes.
And that's like my therapy. Like I want to tap into it. I don't want to deny the feeling. I want to tap into it. I want to acknowledge it. I want to experience it. And then eventually I have something else that I'm going to bitch about. So
Yeah.
like I feel like but I feel like everyone does that. Everyone listens to music like when they're sad. They listen to a sad song. You're not going to listen to Uncle Macy when you're sad. You're going to listen to
My All by Mariah Carey.
Yeah, like you're
Or
going to listen
Sober
to
by Pink when you want to keep drinking. Yeah.
Right.
No, but like to me, it's like if I just turn on my shuffle,
yeah.
if a sad song comes on, I immediately like embody like that feeling of that song.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like I'll have to like actually like talk to myself and be like, this is not like we are not doing this today. Like today is not that day.
Today's not the day.
Yeah, today there's way too much that has to get done. Can't be sad today.
Schwitz or mikvah? This or that.
Especially when I'm going into the ocean and you're yelling after me, kosha. There is nothing more disturbing than that because there's always like 5 frum people around and they always actually think I'm going to the mikvah. Because you literally yell from like a mile into the beach. You're like yelling, kosha, kosha.
I think it was funny.
It's incredible because
that just sums up our relationship.
Literally, my going into the ocean and you yelling, kosha. I sometimes say those things at
What's
court.
like the craziest thing you ever said to someone and you're like, oh wow, I should not have said that?
So this one time, this guy got on the stand. This is my first like multi-million-dollar trial. That was like 10 days solo trial. I was a baby lawyer. I was like 5 years in. The partners gave it to me for God knows what reason. It was like,
They had
whatever.
too much faith.
No, they were like, we have really good malpractice insurance. Go. Like they really believed in trial by fire. So whatever. I'm doing this trial. The guy gets on the stand and I catch that the tax return that his lawyer just handed him is a different tax return that was in the exhibit book that we exchanged. And by the way, it actually happened to me pretty recently that an opposing counsel doctored 2 different pieces of evidence, and I am strongly debating like reporting her to the bar. I just I have my own personal reasons for not wanting to, but like when I see that, like I don't let that go. And I will
Right.
tell everybody in the family law community that this lawyer doctors evidence.
Wow.
I will-
That's a big no-no.
It's like
Can't you lose your license over that?
you should be able to, but they don't, which is like
that's
horrifying
crazy.
to me. But so this guy testifies about it. Clearly a wrong tax return. I start catching him in lie after lie after lie.
Okay.
And then the guy literally admits to lying on his tax returns. And he says, well, my lawyer and my accountant told me to do that. Not me. I wasn't his lawyer.
Okay.
And the judge stops the proceedings and he's like, counsel, everybody in chambers.
Wow.
And so he brings us in and he turns to the other lawyer and she's not saying anything because we all know that she definitely told him to lie about it.
Right.
She's like notoriously dishonest. And then
I
he
feel like
looks
we come
at
across those a lot.
I do. And then the judge looks at me and I'm like, Your Honor, I'm just going to say that my frozen forehead just moved a few inches when he started talking. And like in my head, I was like, that was funny.
Right.
But like, oh my God, like this judge used to be the presiding judge of family law. And I just said that I look like, I literally look like a ditz. And he started laughing. And I was like, oh, thank God. But like in that moment, like I just thought like, you know what? It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, that is funny.
and-
I just
and-
don't know how professional that sounds. But you know what? I feel like
And so you know what?
you need to keep them engaged. Is that a way to keep them engaged? Like a good judge? Like
So I try to infuse like a little humor
you should.
because number one,
Because divorce is not pleasant. So like at least make it funny.
first of all, it wakes up the judge.
Right.
They'll remember that I asked that question.
Okay. Strategy.
They'll focus.
Right.
And also like, honestly, sometimes I just do it to wake myself up because like you sit there and you're like on day 4 and you're like, oh my God, I cannot keep listening to the same shit over and over. This is a waste of everybody's time. This is a waste of everybody's money. And sometimes like I'll stop in the middle and I'll just be like, I really think at this point we should all be done. I mean, this is now becoming a total waste. Like, the
Yeah.
things that these people are saying, Your Honor, don't even make sense.
Right.
That's always like Miss Kogan. And I'm like, what? Like, this actually doesn't make sense anymore. Like, we've totally lost track of why we're here. You know, everybody's, you know, like, I recently had like a celebrity case, and he had like 3 lawyers there every day, 2 partners, an associate, and then sometimes like a 4th associate would roll herself in. And I'm just sitting there like, this is a show for them. Like, why are we even here? This is just a billing bonanza. And I'm sitting here like, my God, this girl cannot afford like 10 days of this sideshow anymore.
Yeah.
But not up to me.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a weird,
They're all weird.
yeah. Have you ever had like a situation where you had people get divorced and when they're splitting assets, like a guy wants something back from the girl that like just makes no sense?
All the time.
Like a guy asked for like a sheitel back. Has that ever happened with you?
Yeah, like a mother-in-law was like, I want the sheitels. And you're like,
Really? Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with them? Sell them, I guess?
I don't know. Like some like
Like jewelry, I can understand.
but like all of it. Like, I'll just look at my client, I'm gonna be like, just give it back.
It's like, just don't even bother fighting for it.
No, because I don't want to be the
The
lawyer
amount of
that
money
fight-
they're going to have to spend on you to fight for it, they might as well just...
No, because I don't want to be the lawyer that fights about it.
Right.
Like, I
So
don't want to be that
insignificant?
person. It's not even that. It's like, it's honestly, I went to school for 7 years.
Yeah.
It is beneath me.
Right.
It's beneath my dignity. Like, I don't want to do this. You know, there was like a season where I represented a lot of like guys who had kids with strippers. And like
Right.
every day I would sit there and I would be like, I cannot believe that I went to school for 7 years to literally sit here and discuss this level of trash bucket behavior. You know, or like, you know,
I'm only
like,
laughing because like I can see you like just being like,
yeah, you know, or like, oh my God, like when you see the Instagram posts and they become exhibits and I sit there and I'm like, how are you this dumb? You are a grown ass woman. Why are you posting this shit on the internet?
wait, but whoa,
Get
whoa.
yourself together. Oh
When
my
people
God.
post stuff on the internet, first off, we both understand that just because someone puts something on the internet doesn't necessarily make it true, right?
Sure, obviously.
I mean, most of these influencers that I follow, like they're not living these great like.
so listen,
like,
I'm no influencer. You know
Right.
this. I don't
Yeah.
know. What do I have? Like 200 followers? I don't even know.
Right.
But like people, and I don't say this for clout. I say it because it actually makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
People will like stop me at like the kosher bakery on a Friday and be like, oh my God, Gity Kogan, you live this like fabulous life.
oh my God, you're so cool. You
What
do such
fabulous
expensive
life?
divorces.
No, like what fabulous life do I live? Because
Right.
you saw me posting from a golf course because we went away for the weekend?
Right.
Do you have any idea how many hours I have to work to be able to afford that? Do you understand what a 90-hour work week is? Do you understand what it means to run a law firm and have a payroll? Do you understand what it means to have to coordinate custody weekends so that you can get that 48 hours somewhere? And by the way, how do you know it's glamorous? How do you know that I didn't go there for a day?
But that's the point. They base it off of Instagram.
You know, and so like the other day, like I happened to have posted that I came to visit you. And I was like, you know, it's an incredible blessing that when your life is falling apart, that you can go like visit your best friend and whatever. And yeah, you know, and like on one hand, I am not one to share emotions or opinions or politics on Instagram.
Right.
But I also think that like people have this like contorted like misconception of like just because you see me in a pretty car or with nice things or whatever, that you assume that like my life is perfection. You know what? It took me a really, really long time to get to where I am, to find my person, to find my place in life, to build my family, to start realizing a dream.
Yeah.
And it is all a tremendous blessing that I have. Everything that I have, literally every single thing that I have is from Hashem. Everything. And you know, there's like I like I'm gonna butcher it, but like there's the Talmudic saying of like, you know, like be'otzem yodi, like
I'm not the one to ask.
asuli, like something. It's like that, like the work of my hand is what's given me this. That's not true. Yes, I am an extremely hard worker. You will find very few people who work as hard as I do. That's for sure. But that ability to work and that work ethic is the bracha that I have from Hashem. That is a straight blessing that I have.
Right.
That like that's not me. That's something I was born with. I was born into a family where that was ingrained in me. I was blessed with parents that instilled very specific values in me. And so that's where that comes from. It's all a bracha. So don't look at my Instagram and be like, oh,
So bottom line, don't assume everything on Instagram just came to somebody just easy peasy and like you didn't earn it and work for it. Like, no, like there's a story behind those posts.
Let's talk about you for one quick second.
What are we talking about, me?
Nobody handed you what you have. And
What year?
Nobody
What year?
You currently hold down 2 jobs.
Yes,
Bli ayin hara, knock on wood. You work.
I do.
And nobody handed you that.
And you've seen me work the past 2 days.
And I think nobody in your life other than Zoli knows, as well as I do, that nobody handed that to you.
Right.
Irrespective of how you grew up and where you grew up, today where you are and your personal accomplishments are all you. No one handed that to you, and no one knows
And
that better
Hashem.
Than me. That is your hard work.
But that's why
it's siyata deshmaya. It is 100% Hashem handing you brachas. But I'm just saying, like,
no, but I definitely
people don't know that, you know, like,
Right.
and for me, I am so afraid of ayin hara.
Yeah.
Terrified of ayin hara.
Okay.
Not because I have whatever, but just because, like, I have worked so hard and for so long to get where I am and to have what I have and who I have beside me that I am so afraid of ayin hara, the evil eye.
I'm not.
That, like, I'm afraid, you know, like, I'll never post a manicure with, like, my car emblem in the back. Ever.
Did I do that?
You probably do.
No.
You
I
painted
think,
your car and then you posted it on it back after 2 weeks.
No,
I definitely rolled my eyes when I saw
that.
that.
Close friends when I bought my car.
Right.
First of all, it was the first time in my life I put a down payment on a car, and I was like, "Wow, I'm an adult." You have to understand,
I know. I know.
I never owned something that was mine like that.
I get it.
So
I do.
I like felt like proud of myself, but I don't want to be that person. But like, you know what? If I earned it and I earned it honestly, I should have no shame being happy and enjoying it.
And
even a little publicly.
And I don't think you should have shame. I so fear ayin hara because people.
I think there are levels to it though.
just-
There's some
I'm
people
just,
who are
you
like
know.
excessive, and then there's some people who will post like they're on a nice vacation. They are wearing a new expensive dress. And like it won't be like consistent.
I know, bro. Jeans and a white t-shirt.
But I'm saying like there are people who are like overly exposing their lifestyle to a point where it's like we know like they are in major credit card debt. Like there's no way they can afford it. And then there are people who will want to share either with their close friends or just the friends that follow them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. That like they're on a nice vacation or they bought themselves a new Birkin and you know what? There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't
People
think
want to
there's-
share their joy. Like, by the way, these are like just because we're like gonna run out of time soon. Like unboxing videos, for the most part, I find them super, super cringe. I love watching unboxing videos when there's a girl or a guy and they bought themselves something that they saved up for and they worked for it and they're just happy. And it's like, I just want to like experience that level of happiness because I love stuff.
I love
Obviously.
stuff. I love stuff.
And especially like stuff that, let's say, I want to buy for myself. Like I want someone else to go buy it first and like test it out before I like actually buy it. But like I want to like, I love it. Like I enjoy that because it's like I understand the feeling and it's like I'm happy for them. Like I'm not jealous. Like I'm happy for them and it's like, no, I get it. Like I can like, I don't know. Like
I understand
I
what
can
you're saying.
relate to them.
I understand because when you tell me you went to a sample sale, my first response is always send me pictures.
No, but sample sales
Yeah.
are a mitzvah, and it's mamish and avera to not go to a sample sale. It's an avera to not get the mitzvah.
You know, I feel like the same rabbanim who don't require people to give a get will find a hetzer for you to tell you that you should buy it. You can wear those shorts because you bought them on sale. It was a mitzvah. So
And
you can
then-
wear those shorts.
But the thing is,
I'm your Rav. You know this. You call me for your.
you're my Rav. You're
You
my
have to
Rav.
call me for your.
It's so funny to me
Shiloh.
because now that we're like actually like running out of time, and we
So I have
got
to get
into
on
a
the plane?
really yeah, you have to catch a flight. But like
Per
now we're
usual.
like in a conversation that I actually enjoy because like we both love stuff and like
I love
obviously
stuff.
like what a lot of people don't even know about me is like I love finding deals. I don't spend.
You love deals.
I love deals. I love deals more than anything. I don't like spending full retail, and I rarely do because it mamish hurts my neshama to like waste money on something when I know I can get it for like at least half off. But I also make good connections with people in the fashion world who like hook me up with like an extra 50% off. By the way, like I went
like that our conversation at the Webster today.
Oh yeah,
she literally was like ready to give you like the entire collection.
Oh honey, I'm there tomorrow morning, 11 a.m.
I know.
No, but like I made the connections. Like the fact that like, but also like even if it's like saving $100, like I'm gonna go return the shoes that I bought for $120 more to Saks because the next day they went on discount again. So I'm gonna go order a new pair and then return the pair that I paid an extra $120 for. Because it mamish hurts me to spend the extra $120. You know why? Because that $120 I could give to tzedakah.
Also, that $120 you could put toward a new pair of Chanel flats that doesn't go on sale. I know who I'm dealing with. Girl math. I know who I'm dealing with.
Gity. We did run out of time.
Oh, thank God. I'm so scared of what else.
No, I really want to do this again.
Because like, I feel like the booze is going to hit and then God knows what I'm going to say.
No, I think this was more like fun. It started out like super serious, got more fun. And like then everyone's just like, oh, you just like are so materialistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. You know what? Because I like it and it makes me happy. And you know what? It's cheaper than therapy. Whatever.
I support that. I support that very strongly. I support retail over therapy.
This has been so fun. Gity Kogan. Gity, okay, it's Gity, Gittel Esther, Ksenia Kogan. Thank you so much for coming on Call Her Tatty. And I am very happy you came to Miami. You spent the last couple of days with me. We spent a lot of quality time together. And I hope that you come back here very soon.
Zoltan, thank you for going out of town so that I could have her all to myself. Chava Ora, always a pleasure.
Pleasure. Oh, it's Rosh Chodesh today. Happy Rosh Chodesh.
Yes. Happy Rosh Chodesh.
All right.